Welcome. We are back. Another day in the market. First trading day of the year. Kicking off the year with a very solid day. S&P up over 0.5%, NASDAQ up 1%, Russell 2000 up 1%, ARK ETF up almost 2.5%, we'll call it 3%. Futures are flat. Bitcoin is 46.4K. Things are good. Very nice start to the year. Don't want to get too ahead of myself. You don't want to get too ahead of yourself. It's just one day, but we'll see how everything else continues to develop. Transition. I don't know what happened. Maybe I timed switching over to this overlay with the music or something. I'm not too sure. But what's up, Jack? What's up, Steven? What's up, the guy? Mr. 90210, Corey, Zeke, Lebere. Steven M says, question, what does it mean when the Bollinger Band's range is very narrow? It could mean that you could expect volatility soon. It could be to either direction, but when your Bollinger Bands are squeezing or they're tight together, you could expect a larger move, from my understanding. Yeah. All right. What else was I going to say? Oh, yeah. All right. So tonight's stream is obviously early. Tomorrow I'm waking up very early and driving to Florida. So no stream tomorrow, no stream on Wednesday. So Tuesday and Wednesday, no streams this week. Thursday, I'm going to try my best. No promise for Thursday. I'll probably give about a 60% chance I'll go live on Thursday and probably a 90% chance I'll be live. Back to the normal schedule next week. All right. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit hectic for the next few weeks between Miami and then me going to college and whatnot. So trying to figure everything out, but we're good for right now. We're here today. We're all watching the stream. Well, I'm not watching it, but yeah, let's get into everything. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to start off with talking about some crypto. After that, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the overall stock market. I'm going to talk about some featured tickers. Tesla went insane today, closed pretty much up 14%. Lucid was up 8%. Fisker was up 6%. CLOV was up 9%. We're going to talk about all of that. I'm going to talk about the ongoing swings. We're seeing a very good shift in direction for the sheet. If you don't know what the sheet is, then follow me on Twitter or join the Discord. The links are in the description. And I'll talk about some premium trades from today. Had a nice start to the week. So yeah, a lot to cover. I'm not sure if we're gonna have time for ticker requests tonight because I just have to talk about a bunch of different things. But we'll see. And let's get to it. So starting off with Bitcoin, you still have this support around 45.6K. You've bounced off of it a bunch, so I'm gonna chart it now. That's your support. If you break that support, I think you head down to the next one around 42, 41K. If you can hold this support, then your resistance is 50. You're just at a make or break area. You have potential hidden bearish divergence on the daily that's nearly confirmed. This is kind of your final hope. I mean, you could even maybe draw like a little trend line here. That's kind of been working out pretty well. But if you can't hold these areas, you probably could see lower prices very quickly. So you're just in this very decisive or undecisive area, and you're just looking for that decision. So I'd probably just wait until I see the next, larger move on volume to get more of a direction on Bitcoin in the short term. Long term, you're obviously still in an uptrend. And yeah, that's about it for Bitcoin. Another trend line you could draw might be this. But moving on to Ethereum, the swing is down about 9%, but you've got that triple classic bullish divergence developing right now for Ethereum. Bounced off the demand line again. Held 3671 support. Hopefully it can just rally and break back above 3961, but for it to do that, you pretty much have to hope that Bitcoin can hold 45K. Bitcoin can hold 45K. Ethereum swing is probably going to get stopped out, but we'll see. OMI still testing this neckline of the bump and run pattern, or supply line, maybe that's a better word to use. You do have confirmed hidden bearish divergence on the daily, a little bit of a pullback today. That's really about it. It's just still trying to hang on to this support over here. So yeah, futures are completely flat right now. Today we had let me take a look. All right, so today we gapped up about 1/3% on the S&P. We had a nice little start today, and then we had this large flush. We fell 0.5%, and then you pretty much spent the rest of the day recovering. So kind of up, down, and then up for the rest of the day. That was kind of what you had today. So I'll explain that a little bit further in my thoughts on the overall market. But look at this, look at that. I mean, maybe we could call this a back test. Remember how I was saying you know, you're looking for a move in the short term to retest that previous resistance as support. It wasn't perfect, but you got down, you know, within 30 cents of that previous all-time high and you bounced. Did anything happen with Omi and Logan Paul? I mean, Logan Paul's already talked about it in the past, and his thoughts on it, and that he liked the project. But in terms of like the video and all the speculation that I was having, I don't believe currently that they're doing any project together or anything. I think there's a new project, which I might know the name of, but I don't really want to talk about it for right now. So yeah. Well, I already said this on stream last week. The new project, from what I'm seeing, starts with the letter L. That's all I can kind of say. And it includes Pokemon, but not really NFT. I'm not sure if it includes NFTs. I don't know. But that's all I'm going to say for right now. So what's going on with the overall stock market? Can't even talk right now. All right, there we go. So obviously we had a kind of choppy end of the year, November and December, kind of, you know, up, down, up, down, up, down. Overall, though, we had a very, very aggressive 2021, just higher lows and higher highs the whole year. And I want to show you all something, just a little bit. But you can see over here, you put in this all-time high in September of last year. You dipped down, then you ran to a new all-time high. But this was your all-time high, and then you could see just a couple months later, you came down and back tested as support, you rallied, and then again, you tested as support, and then you rallied again. So it's very common to see a previous all-time high that you're falling back down into act as a support. And that's kind of what we got on the S&P 500 today. Of course, you all remember last week I was talking about that bearish engulfing candle on Thursday. We got the follow-through price action to the downside on Friday. And then coming in today, we were kind of like in the middle of this, you know, weird area where if I delete this little wedge over here, coming into today, we were kind of just testing. You could see this yellow box. It was support over here, then it broke under it, it got back above it, it broke under it, it got back above it. You ended up flushing all the way down to, like I said, almost touching your previous all-time high from over here, and then you rallied and now you're back above it. So really how I'm viewing the S&P 500 right now is that you sold off and you flipped your previous resistance area into a support area, and now you rallied again, which leads me to believe that we could be in for a new all-time high very, very soon. So your clear resistance is around 479 on the SPY. That's really your only resistance left. And your support's around 473.5. So you're kind of developing this, I'm not going to call it a range because it's not really a range, but your clear area of support and resistance, which just makes it very easy to trade off of, okay? So that's really my view on the SPY. If we go down to the 4-hour, got a doji candle here, nice 1/3% green candle over here. No bearish divergence on either oscillator. So yeah, hopefully you can just hold above that yellow box tomorrow, 476. If you break that tomorrow, and then you probably just want to hold 473.5 like I said earlier. That's really it for the S&P 500. What's up, Barson? Sorry I missed the one-on-one call earlier. I don't even know what I was doing. Well, I knew what I was doing, but I should remember. That's my bad. But we'll talk soon. So yeah, I don't know. This is kind of how I'm viewing the S&P 500 for right now. Maybe we can rechart this 1-hour chart a little bit. I don't know if I'd want to call this like a right angle descending broadening wedge, but I'll keep it as one for right now. We'll see. You kind of do have like 1, 2, 3 touches on your demand line. I guess you could call this a real pattern. It's a bullish pattern. So we'll see if this can eventually play out. MACD's crossing back towards green on the 1-hour. Good stuff so far. The QQQ, I really wanted to see this today, and we saw it, okay? You had this big breakout above this yellow box, which was your resistance all the way over here. Then you were back testing it, you kind of fell back under it, and then today you reclaimed it. Now, we get onto the 1-hour chart, you can see that you've now reclaimed it. You're kind of in this descending broadening wedge. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good here. MACD's back to green. Hopefully you can break that supply line before breaking under the low you put in this morning. But really why I think that the QQQ bounced here like it did, well, let's go over to the NASDAQ, which is a very similar index. You can see this supply line, right? It was resistance here, resistance here, resistance here. Then it flipped into support here. You bounced, and then again you tested it, and then you bounced, and you actually have hidden bullish divergence on the 1-hour for the NASDAQ. Not really on the QQQ though. So yeah, same thing here, just like the S&P. Like both the QQQ, the NASDAQ, the S&P, they all pretty much just flip their previous resistances or previous highs into supports. Now tomorrow we're just going to be in a situation where if we can just stay above the lows from today, I think we're fine, even if it is a red day, and who knows what tomorrow will bring. But as long as we can hold the lows from today, I mean, new all-time highs this week is not out of the picture, in my opinion. So that's how I'm thinking about how I'm looking at large caps right now. Of course, if you watched, I believe last night's stream, I was talking all about large caps and all of these 1 hour charts that were looking really, really interesting. I'm sure many of you remember we were talking about that Apple 1 hour cup and handle. I think this was last night. Let me make sure. Yeah, we talked about Google, Amazon. We didn't talk about Apple. We talked about Tesla, AMD. What about the stream before that? Okay. So where was I? So we talked about the S&P 500, the NASDAQ. Now it's going to small caps and mid caps. So your Russell 2000, you're very, very close to a breakout here, okay? In the morning, you actually did have a nice little move here where you did close your first 1 hour candle above this resistance supply line. But unfortunately, the candle right after that, you flushed back down, and then you rallied up into the close to pretty much close just under it. So tomorrow, very clear area you want to watch for the Russell. And even if you're not trading the Russell 2000, but you're just a small cap trader, just watch this at the open. See how the Russell reacts to this level. If you see something like this tomorrow morning, that could be amazing for the next couple of days. If you see something like this tomorrow morning, that could not be good for small caps for the next couple of days. So you're at a make or break area. I'm sure a lot of other traders are watching this exact area. There's horizontal resistance and linear resistance. Very, very, very big area to watch tomorrow on the Russell 2000. Chart this trend line and see how it reacts to it intraday tomorrow. If you can break above it, that could move you up to 228.5 to fill a gap. If you can't break above it, maybe you find support around 222.8 where you have for the last 3 or 4 days. Okay, that's really it for the Russell 2000. First day closing above the 200-day moving average since it broke it over here. I mean, you maybe close like a cent above it on this day, but yeah, that's looking good for right now. And then the ARK ETF, remember we're talking about this symmetrical triangle yesterday. You're still kind of within it, but I'm sure there's a lot of mid-cap stocks for now. You can see that look just like this. Let me try and bring up one. There we go. A lot of these mid caps, they're showing these symmetrical triangles, and you want them, pretty much all of them, to break up at the same time because a lot of these stocks are moving together.
Cheers to the new year. Excited but ready to continue learning. Could you please take a look at NVDA?
Yeah, we'll take a look at NVIDIA. Thank you for the $5 tip, Zeke. Let's get some vibes in the chat. So yeah, that's your market. So a lot of these stocks are showing these symmetrical triangles. A lot of them are starting to break up, which is amazing. So you just want, obviously, the ARK ETF to do that as well. And if you can do that, it could make you, or could let you run up to test this 103 to 106 resistance zone. So let's take a look at NVIDIA now for Z, which is already on my watch list. All right, so on the daily for NVIDIA, you have this falling wedge. You broke out of it. Remember, we talked about it in these areas. Now you've been back testing it, and today was kind of your first launch off the back test. So what do we always talk about, Zeke? And you've been doing very well with patterns. The break, the hook, and the go. This could be your potential go. Next resistance I see is around 313, 312, where I'm drawing this line over here. So you could run up to retest that resistance, and then obviously that's your make or break area. So that's your daily of hidden bullish divergence nearly confirmed, which implies a continuation of the uptrend. You do have a small gap from today's gap up around 295.75 on the 1 hour time frame. Kind of double bottomed here around 294-ish. So these are kind of your 1 hour levels, and you actually did have hidden bullish divergence playing out on the 1 hour chart as well. So those are your levels going into tomorrow. Maybe you could draw this as well. Maybe a little wedge is forming again. Just like that. So that's how I view NVIDIA. Thank you again for the 5. So yeah, that's what's currently going on. What I think I'm going to do is talk about the ongoing swings first, and then after that I'm going to talk about CLOV, Roblox, Lucid, Tesla, AMD, Amazon, Wish. All those names we'll talk about after I go over the ongoing swings. So this is how the week is going so far. Second, that was the wrong link. All right, so this is the week currently. I'll just delete this. All right. 17 of the swings are green and 7 are red. If you add up all the current percent gains on the swings, that's 93%. If you add up all the current percent losses on the swings, that's 43%. So the sheet's looking good. If you're in the Discord, I put out a message like 2 or 3 weeks ago saying, you know, the swings weren't so great for like, you know, the last month or two. You know, had some red weeks here and there. But I said you might want to start taking a look and start paying attention to the swings again, because a lot of them were setting up. You all, whoever was watching me back then, you all know, by back then I mean like 3 weeks ago, you all know how bullish I was when the Russell was testing that double bottom, the ARC was testing the dragon pattern, the SPY was at the lower Bollinger Band with the bullish pin bar. And I kept telling you all, these are low risk, potential high reward opportunities, and now you see them playing out. Steven!
Thanks for sharing some of your strategies on profit taking and position sizing in Champs Trades.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but I've, for the first time ever, started sharing my personal positions. A lot of my personal positions are just what's on the swing sheet and whatever I share in the options ideas channel and premium, but sometimes I take positions that I don't share anywhere else. And then even if it is something I've already shared, it just helps to see how I'm actually playing it myself. But yeah, we'll talk about that more a little bit later. Thank you for the 5 vibes in the chat for Steven. I was trying to think of something, but yeah. So swings are going pretty well currently. Yeah, even had a nice little start to options today. Could have been 3 for 3 today. Lucid calls, they went down quite a bit, and then they went up 30% after. Whenever something goes up or down 20%, I mark it red or green for the premium options. And this went down 20% first, and then it shot up like 50% off of that price, and then it went up 30% from the alert. So it was kind of a little bit frustrating, but we had 2 nice trades before that to start off the year. So that's kind of how the week's going so far, but last year was amazing. We talked about it last night. We talked about how overall P&L for just the swings potentially was 1850%, 1,850 if you add up all the targets and subtract that by the stops that hit. And then for premium options in the last few months, it's over 8,000% profit or potential profit.
Happy New Year, Firework Wife says thank you for getting my shit together.
Mr. 90210, oh my gosh, with the $100 super chat. Vibes in the chat. That's the largest tip in a while. Happy New Year to you as well, and to your wife. And I'm glad that you're getting your stuff together. Really glad to hear that. So hope you're doing well, Mr. 90210. Whoa, really appreciate all the support, all the kind words. I want to see. I'm gonna drop vibes in the chat myself right now. Thank you so much for the 99.99. I wish I had my vibes. Let me see if I could pull it up real quick. All right, let's try this. I just don't want it to. All right, we'll see if it works or not. All right, it should work. Let me see if we can get these vibes up right here. Nope, that's not it. I gotta find it in my computer. That's the only issue. I don't remember where I kept them. I might have deleted them, unfortunately. There we go, I found it. All right, we're gonna get vibes on the screen right now. There we go. Let me just do this. All right, and here we go. Vibes in the chat for Mr. 90210. I can't even speak right now. For Mr. 90210 with the $100 super chat. Thank you again so much. I'm not sure if you said anything in the chat. Obviously, I saw the tip message. And you did say yo, yo, yo when you joined the stream earlier. So thank you again so much for the 99. That's a great way to start off the year. So you're currently the all-time top donator of 2022 so far. Thank you again very much. All right, so yeah, that's what's going on with the swings. Let's actually look at the charts, and then after we look at the charts, let's talk about some other takers. So Fisker, all right. I put out a message in Discord last week saying, don't sleep on Fisker, okay? And I'm still gonna say it, don't sleep on Fisker. This was stop hunted, but it never closed any 4-hour or daily candle under or at the stop level. And you got that bullish engulfing candle here. You retested the demand line. Now you've broken out of your wedge with the confirmed classic bearish divergence pretty much on your 4-hour chart. And nearly confirmed daily hidden bullish divergence on both oscillators on the daily. after hitting around a 786 retrace, and this XABCD formation is not an actual harmonic. And today was your highest close, I believe, since December 27th. So Fisker, don't be surprised if this starts going higher and higher. It even broke above 1665, which is nice. You can see it was your low over here, your low over here, support over here. So you close above that. Looking for the red to green move on the Fisker swing. Moving on, we got Unity. This one is down a little bit since the entry. Unfortunately, it did give up that 142 level. That bearish engulfing candle from Friday is currently playing out. Just looking for it to make a higher low than 131, and then hopefully that MACD can start increasing positive momentum rather than losing positive momentum. SPLK, nice little pin bar candle today, but not really the best context for a pin bar. It's pretty much at the cent, not to the cent, but it's like 50 cents above the entry. As long as the hole is 107, there's not much I'm stressing about here. RSI is still going up. Looks good to me currently. Upstart is also almost at the entry to the cent after being up 12%. I'm not going to mark this as a break even on the sheet. The technicals just really haven't changed. So just hoping that this can hold that 140.85 support like it did on this day, and hopefully keep going. Open, keep an eye on open for the next couple of days. All right, it might be breaking out of this symmetrical triangle. The trade's up about 4% since the entry. If it can break this triangle, there's not much resistance until the first target. Okay, OPEN, keep an eye on it. Palantir was up 2% today. Nice bullish pin bar. This is like the 5th or 6th day in a row it's bouncing off of this like 1780 level. So yet another day it's bouncing off of it. At some point, if it can keep holding this level, you might see those sell walls break in the $19 area, and you can maybe make that move up to $20.50. All right, Beyond was down 0.5% today. Really no technical change. It's a weekly chart that I'm looking at. No need to update on it today. GameStop was up 3% today. It's still showing resistance at this $160 area. Hopefully at some point it can break it, but you are starting to see some higher lows, so you might have this ascending triangle formation leading up to a potential breakout. We shall see. So just looking for GameStop to break above that at some point. Wix was up 2% today. It's testing a breakout of this wedge, and remember, we also have the potential inverse head and shoulders on Wix. If that breaks, there's not much resistance till the target at 183. So a lot of these swings are really starting to show potential breakouts about to form. Hopefully the overall market can have some confluence with that and not go the other direction. But technically, if you really zoom in, you did get a breakout today on Wix.com. All right, SU, this one's, I think, yeah. I mean, this is your last resistance until the first target. Okay, it was kind of your highs from June and your low from December of 2018. You just got to break above this level, and then hopefully you can hit that first target. Very, very good stuff here. I mean, this swing was 1% away from the stop at one point, and now it's a few percent away from the target. So really, really good recovery. Hidden bullish divergence is confirmed and growing. Things look good there. And then finally, VLO, pretty much the oldest swing on the sheet currently, is up 9% on the entry and only 1% away from the first target. Hopefully it can get there as well. But to those who are patient on this one, congratulations. Even if you took profits here, congratulations. And then Mara, it already hit the first target. Now it's just kind of testing this demand line. Nothing really changed since yesterday. All right, so that's the swings. Now I'm going to talk about a bunch of other stocks. Apple. Well, no, we'll talk about Apple later. We're going to start off with, we'll talk about Tesla first. Okay, we're going to talk about Tesla, maybe AMD, Amazon, and Wish. We'll start off with those, and then we'll talk about CLOV, Apple, and Lucid, and Roblox. All right, Tesla. I tried to make it as clear as possible. Okay, go back to my stream on December 20th. Go back to my stream on December 21st. I covered Tesla on both of those nights, and you'll see that I was talking about the apex of this wedge over here. Okay, you'll see I was talking about this bullish pin bar. You'll see I was talking about this gap fill. You'll see I was talking about this hidden bullish divergence. You'll see I was talking about 4-hour classic bullish divergence. I told you all about this weeks ago. Now, did I predict that Tesla was going to come out with this news last night? No, I didn't predict that they were going to come out with this news last night, but we've got yet another coincidence where technicals start showing insanely bullish variables, and then just a few weeks later, a catalyst comes out. And I'm not trying to say that they're correlated. I'm just saying we've seen it a lot. We saw it on CLOV, we saw it on Fisker, QS, GameStop, AMC. We've seen it time and time and time again. All right. So if you were here on December 20th and 21st, I was telling you at the bottom that it was looking very bullish to me. There was even 1 hour quadruple classic bullish divergence that I talked about. And then what happened? I still said I was bullish. Go back to last night's stream. I showed you the hidden bullish divergence. I showed you this descending broadening wedge. I've been showing you the downsloping channel. And then you got a catalyst, which helped you break out of this flag or channel, whatever you want to call it. And then what else did you do today? Well, remember these two levels I talked about last night? 1167, which is this high from over here, and your 786. And then also 1202, which is this high from over here, and your 886. We go down to lower time frames. You can see that that first resistance I brought up was acting as resistance for about 3 hours today. It eventually broke that, so it eventually broke this 1167, and then it closed pretty much right at that $1,200 level. And now after hours, it's up a little bit more, and then you've got a gap fill tomorrow at 1216, potential support at 1202 and 1167 now, because you just broke above those. So they used to be your resistances, now they can be your supports. But I try to make this as clear as possible. All you have to do is watch the stream for the past few weeks, and I wouldn't stop talking about how bullish Tesla looked. Just go back and watch. The timestamps are all there. All right, so beautiful stuff on Tesla today. It single-handedly led me to have an amazing day to start off the year. I got Tesla calls pretty much at the low of the day on Friday. Like in these areas, I was just cost averaging into Tesla calls over here. And I woke up this morning and the calls were up like 350%. And it was a pretty decent sized position. So yeah, Tesla paid me today. I took profits kind of around 1170-ish. So I could have held for more profit. I probably could have made like another 100% profit if I held. But I'm not ever going to complain about 350% profit when I had no way of knowing that we would have that news last night. So beautiful stuff, Tesla. Beautiful stuff. Thank you for starting off my year very, very well. Another stock that started off my year well was Amazon. Go back to last night's stream. I told you all that Amazon was at this demand line, that it had potential hidden bullish divergence developing. On lower time frames as well, it was kind of in this downsloping channel on the 1 hour. It was at the apex of this triangle on the 4 hour, and I went long Amazon calls this morning, probably somewhere around like over here, kind of after the first 1 hour candle closed. And on this candle, I made, I think like 25-30% profit on Amazon calls with a pretty decent sized position as well. So Amazon and Tesla started off my year very, very well. Very honestly easy trades. So good stuff there. Still keeping an eye on Amazon. Remember, it just bounced off this demand line, the daily, and it just closed back above the 200-day moving average with potential hidden bullish divergence. It just broke out on the 4 hour. Keep an eye on Amazon. I can't keep saying these things time and time again. What's up? Nervous in the chat saying 2022 is going to be next level. Certainly is. Mr. 90210, no thank you, really appreciate what you do. I appreciate you as well, thank you very much. Medi has to go, and Medi says thanks for the 3 for 3 today, champ. Absolutely. All right, so that's Amazon, that's Tesla, AMD. You had that triple hidden bullish divergence we talked about. I think we talked about this last night. It played out pretty nicely. I kind of missed this trade today, but you broke out this little channel as well. I wish I would have caught it, because look how amazing this would have been. Like, just watching this at the open, you got your breakout at the open, and then you shot up 4%. I mean, definitely missed that one. And then it actually broke above this 149 level I had charted last night, and it spent the rest of the day using it as support, which is interesting to see. So that's AMD. Wish was up almost 4% today. Remember we talked about this last week, how it's breaking out of this wedge it's been in since like June. This could take a while to play out, even if it does, but this is a very, very large pattern. And typically the larger the pattern, the larger the move, okay? Obviously do your own fundamental research. Pretty close to, I mean, you could pretty much just call that classic bullish divergence. I mean, you have this one little island, but it's pretty much like the same low on the island. So yeah, definitely you do have classic bullish divergence on your RSI, triple classic bullish divergence there. So good stuff. On Wish today, AMC has been in this range, and it kind of might be breaking down. I don't know, it's still kind of within it, but it's been in this little range for the past week or so, between 26.50 and 29.40. Interesting. I'll be interested to see how this plays out tomorrow in either direction. Might bounce right off support, it might break support and flush down over here. I'll be watching it. Maybe I'll try and catch a day trade. But obviously I like the longer term context on AMC. We were talking about this last night. this falling wedge with potential hidden bullish divergence on the weekly. Could take a while though. All right, so those are some just stocks I wanted to talk about tonight. Now what I'm going to be doing is going over the premium trades from today. So we're going to get started with the first one, which is CLOV, which was up 9% today. Okay. Remember last night I was telling you that the oscillators had contradicting variables. You had potential bearish divergence on the MACD, but bullish divergence on the RSI. Thankfully, the RSI decided to play out. And today you did some very important technical stuff on CLOV today. All right. You broke out of this wedge on the 4-hour, kind of pretty much a rising 3 methods candlestick pattern here. We had this large green candle, 3 smaller red candles that don't give up the low from that first green candle, and then a nice kind of engulfing candle of those previous 3 candles that gets you above these 2 candle highs. So just look up a rising 3 methods candle pattern. You pretty much have that on your breakout as well. And on the 1-hour chart, you broke out of this descending broadening wedge you've been talking about like forever. If it'll load, you double bottomed here. You have classic bullish divergence on the 1-hour. You broke out of this as well. On the 15-minute, you broke out of a wedge. Like you were just breaking out nonstop, and yeah, it led to a nice move. So I must have alerted CLOV calls probably in the upper $3 area. I could tell you the exact price. Wasn't a crazy trade, but it could have more to give, honestly, if it could just hold above that breakout point. But I alerted CLOV calls when it was at pretty much $4, made a move up to like 411. So yeah, the options went up about 20% intraday before pulling back some. So pretty easy premium trade there from today, but I'm still holding. We'll see what happens. So that's CLOV. After CLOV, I alerted Apple to premium members. This was kind of like the highlight of the day. Not only did it go up 40% within an hour of the alert, but it was just such an easy trade. So I was watching this 1-hour cup and handle on Apple. I saw that it broke out of the cup and handle right over here, and I was just waiting for a back test, and we finally got the back test, and I'll show you where that was. We were getting, so you could see this little blue resistance zone. We broke out of it. I saw the breakout, but I didn't want to FOMO in. So I shared, I think, calls right over here. They were the 182.5 weekly calls, I believe. And, you went down a little bit at first. I think the calls dropped like 5 or 6%. You started flagging out. You had this 5-minute hidden bullish divergence. And from this level to the high of the day, the Apple calls were up about 40% for premium members. So very nice. And look at this. I didn't even notice this, but even at the end of the day, you kind of developed this, which could be interesting to watch tomorrow. But you have this new downsloping channel. You perfectly bounced off the VWAP with the bullish pin bar. If you ignore this lower wick, you got like that 3 white soldiers body type of candle pattern. Very nice volume into the close. If Apple can hold these levels tomorrow above like 181, that could be very interesting. If it's able to hold above 181 and break over today's high at 183, I don't know, maybe the next psychological resistance is like 185, but that is quite a bit higher and it's already been running a lot. So we'll see tomorrow. But yeah, 40% potentially there for premium members on Apple. And then the final one, this one was a little bit, Lucid, okay? I've been talking about Lucid for a while. We've all been talking about this $35 support. It's been holding for almost a month now. Hidden bullish divergence developing on the daily. And I saw that, obviously broke out of this dragon pattern on the 4-hour chart. And then I was watching this level on the 1-hour, $40.48, okay? As soon as it broke above this level, I shared Lucid calls with premium members, and here's what happened. I shared the calls, I believe, around right over here. And this little dip, 1% dip, they were weekly calls. So bad timing on my end, maybe even bad contract picking. But it happens, right? We just had 2 great trades on Apple and CLOV. And at that low, like literally at the low, I had to, I mark things as a winner if they go up 20% first, or a loser if they go down 20% first, okay? Because I don't want to be calling a trade that goes down 40%, but then goes up 100% a winner. I don't really want to be doing that. Of course, anybody can take profits or cut losses whenever they want. It's just how I manage like the options in premium. But this little dip, I had to mark them as red on the sheet, and then they did exactly what I was initially looking for. So for anybody who held the Lucid calls, they were flat here, they were down 20% here, and they were up like 35% up over here. So it eventually made the move. It just kind of took a little bit of frustration first. But yeah, could have been, I know it was a winning trade for a lot of different people, but could have been a losing trade as well. So yeah, that was Lucid today. And then I also announced something else in premium, which I'll bring up in a second here. Keep hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the stream. All right, so decided to do this today. I've never done this before. There's been a lot of reasons why I've never done this before, but I figured there's always going to be an issue with trying out something new. Might as well just jump over the hurdles. I don't know. But I decided to finally do this. I've never really done this. I know some other people do this. Of course, I have the public swings. I have the premium swings, which I'm not going to show the channel for. I have the premium options. You know, and like I said earlier in the stream, a lot of these positions I'm personally in myself. However, I'm not really. What's up, Ron? Bryn? Thank you for subscription. So what was I gonna say? Can't even remember right now. So yeah, I'm already in a lot of these swings and options and whatnot, but I just really don't. I really haven't shared like my exact entries and exits. For a lot of different reasons. You know, one, I've heard a lot of people getting hacked for sharing their details because hackers, you know, call up like the support of the brokerages and they use like their positions as proof. I don't even really know how it works. I don't even really want to get into it. And then also just privacy. I don't really want to be telling the whole world how much money I'm trading with and whatnot. A lot of people have egos with stuff like that. I just try and stay away with stuff like that. But I decided, you know what, we'll give it a shot for 1 month. So I'm only doing this for 1 month. Because even on top of the two things I just brought up, it also takes a lot of time to do this. On top of sharing options and the watch list and the swings between premium and non-premium and day trading myself and streaming, it takes a lot to do all this and track the results as well. So I'm like, all right, we'll do it for 1 month. I don't have college for pretty much most of this month. And that's going to be it. It's a one-time thing. And it's not like you have to pay extra for this. The price is the same. The link is the first link in the description. The prices will be raising at the end of the month. And that will probably be the final price raise for a while. So if you want to sign up, I mean, you already know now that the prices are going to be raising at the end of the month and that this is only going to be here for this month. So if you're not in premium, I mean, you make your own choice, but yeah. So I'll just kind of read what I kind of explained here. But I'm going to be doing something I've never done before for the swings and my options account. So again, I'm not really sharing my personal day trades. Well, the options that I'm personally swinging, I'm sharing all of them here. Okay. I will be sharing my exact entries, exits, and obviously the contracts I'm in. Don't follow me blindly. It's a relatively risk on and aggressive account. Nothing shared here is financial advice, and the channel will be deleted at the end of the month. Okay. And this is kind of like my explanation for everything, but for this specific account for options, Nerve with a 777.
Appreciate you and excited about new premium feature. Got a feeling it gonna be big.
Thank you, Nerve, for the 777. Hope you're doing well. It's a day one in the stream right here. Everybody, vibes in the chat. Drop the vibes in the chat. Thank you very much. And yeah, I got a feeling it's going to be big too. And again, you know, I'm not a perfect trader. I talk about this all the time. And the other also thing why I kind of held off on doing this for a long time is because I don't want it to take away from options ideas. In the last 2 months, we've done over potentially 8,000% in profits. So I don't really want to take away from that, but a lot of those are like more short-term, like, 1 to 2 day trades. So this will kind of, a lot of these might also be 1 to 2 day trades for me as well, but they're just my intended swings. A lot of my intended swings turn into like 2 or 3 day trades, but some of them, last for over a week. But yeah, I use a pretty popular 3-tier scale and system. I know other people that use this as well. So really, whenever I enter a new swing position, my options account, I'll say how much of my position is in. So if I only put in I pretty much put in 3 buys, right? So if I only put in my first buy and I sold my other 2/3 of cash waiting for that position, I'll say 1/3 of my position is in. If I put my full position, I'll say I've already put in my full position. I'll say 3/3 of my position is in. My take profits can be random. I have to look at how these stocks are moving and the market is moving, their options. But I use a 2-tier scale out system, which means to scale into trades on a lot of these, I'm having 3 separate buying orders. Okay. All right. So imagine I'm trading with $3. Okay. I don't really know how many options you can get with $3, but let's say I'm trading with $3. So I buy one option for $1, I buy another option for $1, I buy another contract for $1. Sometimes if the price goes up right away and I only have 2 of my dollars in, then I just take my profits on those $2. If I only have 1 of my dollars in and the price goes up 40-50%, I'll just take the profit on that. But if the trade gives me enough time to fully scale in and the technicals are still checking out, I look for about 3 scale ins and no more than that, because that third one is pretty much my max position size based on that percentage of my account that I'm allocating for these trades, right? And then for my take profits, I typically do 2 sells. So my first sell is typically the heavier one where I'll take out probably 2/3 of my position, right? Because I put in thirds. I put in 3 different, it depends on how many contracts I'm getting for each one of these scales, but I'll probably take out 2/3 of my position on the first scale out, and then I'll kind of, maybe if it keeps going up, I'll sell my final third a little bit later. And in options idea, like I told you all earlier in the stream, I don't follow the 20% rule. In options, I follow a 20% rule. If it goes up 20% first, I mark it green on the sheet. If it goes down 20% first, even if it goes up after, like it did on Lucid today, I mark it red. But on this, the position sizes I'm using, I'm really into like a little bit more of volatile contracts, and I'm honestly fine with risking up to 50% on a lot of these positions before crying about it. So yeah. And then 4, I have no emotions when it comes to these. Sometimes I literally just have to exit some of my positions so I can manage my portfolio. I have a certain percent of my account that I have to make sure, at least for this account, that I'm keeping as cash. And I'll just be honest, for this specific account, I actually mainly use it for day trading. The swings are kind of like the smaller part of the account. So really, I try and keep 75% cash overnight in this specific account. So all of the stuff I'm sharing in here is the other 25% of my account that I'm comfortable overnighting. So who's dropping emojis in this channel? It's throwing me off. But yeah, so sometimes, if I just have too much money into swinging options, I don't want to overnight all of them. I'll just kind of close out one that's, a little bit 50-50 to me, or 60-40. Typically, I'm never in a 50-50. So yeah, I'm actually just going to share with you, since there's 19 people in here, here's your gift. If you're not in premium, I'm just going to share the first 4. I'm not going to be doing this every single day. I'm sharing it so you can all see what it looks like. But yeah, so I got into these CLOV calls today, and when I shared it over here, I said I already have 3/3 of my position in at 15 cents. I got into some FSR calls today. I've only put in 1/3 of my intended capital for this position. I think I'm down a few percent on it, which again, I could go down 50%, and that's when I kind of probably be a little bit biting my nails. But being down even 10, 15, 20% on a lot of these positions, I'm not worried about. Sometimes I actually even hope for it so I can actually get my secondary and third tier in. So I have no problem with them going down a little bit first. But I put in 1/3 of a position for FSR calls. Those are the calls. I obviously am sharing the charts of what I'm looking at. I'm not really giving like an in-depth explanation like I do in options updates. On options updates, I share like the time frames I'm looking at, the options flow, and all that. But in this channel, I'm just going to show like the main chart I'm watching. If anybody has questions, they can always ask. I put 1/3 of my position in Roblox calls. I share the chart. I put 1/3 of my position in PayPal calls. So pretty much most of the ones from today, I was just putting in my first entries. I didn't really want to go too heavy because a lot of these stocks were already up 4 or 5% on the day. So PayPal calls, 1/3 of my position. Fubo calls, 1/3 of my position. I obviously shared all the charts. And then I also said over here, the only time you will see my average cost on positions is the first time I share them here. For example, these are my average costs for just my first scale, okay? So for an example, this Roblox, right? My first scale was at $3.40, and the options dropped like 15% after that. And I wasn't stressing about it at all, because again, I still have 2/3 of my position I'm waiting to put into the trade. So later on in the day, I put in my second third of the position, and I filled that at $2.94 of premium price. So I had one fill at 340 and one fill at 294. However, I'm not sharing what that changed my average to, right? Because if I do share what my fill at 294 changed this average to, it's going to pretty much, just give out my costs for all these, because you'll be able to see the weighting and how much money it would take to change that average to whatever average. So I don't really do that. But again, that doesn't matter, because anybody who's looking at this, you can see your own average, you can see your own profit and loss. So yeah, that's just like, again, an extra layer of security for me. But I will, whenever I do put in a secondary or a third order to fill, I'll say the price at which, because again, that's all you really need to know, right? So I say the price at which I'm putting in my secondary buy or my third buy, and I'm also going to be sharing the prices on premium where I'm taking out my profits. But I'm not going to say I'm taking out profits. Let's say these Roblox calls go up to $4, right? And I say 2/3 of my position is scaling. I'm scaling out 2/3 of my position now at $4 in profit. I'm not going to say exactly how much profit I'm in, because then again, you can do the calculations to see the weighting on everything. So I'm just going to be sharing my first order, my average cost, and then after that, I'm not going to share my average cost, but I'm still going to share whenever I add more contracts or scale out some contracts. Okay. All right. And yeah, this channel might get a bit messy out. I'm not going to show that there, but I do a sheet in this channel. I do a sheet just for premium members, because obviously on this one, all of them have asterisks on it because I put it out on Twitter and in public Discord. But I do this sheet, which is the public one, and then I do another one in premium, which shows like all the premium takers. So it's just a lot for me to do. Just the two of these take like 25 minutes out of my day, because I even have it like in order from like highest to lowest, and I color code it, and I have to add the options, and I have to go on TradingView and find the percent change in every single stock. It takes a lot, so I just don't have time to do another results sheet on all this. So it's just basically, if you want to see the stuff, you can use it however you want to. So yeah. And then of course, since I'm not really giving a lot of explanations here like I do in the options updates channel for the options ideas, of course, anyone who signs up, you can always feel free to ask me, oh, what are you seeing on PayPal? Why did you enter? Of course, a lot of times it's pretty clear what I'm seeing if you follow the streams and you know the things I talk about. But for new people, you could always just ask me, hey, what was your reasoning behind entering there? What was your reasoning behind scaling out there? Of course, you can always ask that. All right, so there you go. If you're in premium, you already saw these. If you're not in premium, well, you're seeing them on the stream right now. I'm not going to be doing this again. Maybe once or twice I'll do it again, or I'll probably show some results, but I'm not really going to be just sharing them like right away every single night on stream. So yeah, this is at no extra cost. Okay, there's no extra tier that you have to buy in premium. If you're a premium member, this is available to you for the same price you're already paying, whether you're grandfathered in at a lower rate or you just got in premium yesterday or you get in premium tomorrow. No extra cost as long as you technically just sign up this month, okay? Because this is going to be gone at the end of the month, and the prices are going to be raising at the end of the month, which was already planned. So I just want to explain all this because it might be a little bit confusing to some people that are in premium. That's the first link in the description. I'm not going to be talking about this too much on the stream unless I'm like sharing results, whether good or bad. So that's pretty much the only other times you're going to hear me talking about this. I just wanted to spend some time on this because I've never done this. I've been asked to do this for the past year and 3 months, and I just haven't done it for all the reasons I just talked about previously. So finally today, I'm like, it's a new year. Might as well do something on top of the options and the watch list and the swings. So like I said earlier, I'm trying to put out as many resources. Okay, whether you want to see the trades I'm personally in, the swings that I'm looking at, the options that I'm looking at. Of course, there's a course on my channel, the nightly streams. Whether you're in premium or not, I'm just trying to make as many resources so that whatever is the easiest way for you to learn the game of trading, you can do. Okay, that's really my goal here. Okay, that's why I have all these different types of things in the Discord and on Twitter and whatnot. Whatever's the easiest way for you to learn, that's what I want to provide you. That's what it's all about. All right, so that's that. Keep hitting the like button if you don't already. Let's try and get to 20 likes. I know I usually screw up like the viewership numbers whenever I go live an hour and a half earlier, but I just really didn't have an option tonight. So yeah, futures still kind of flat, but they were like down a little bit. Now they're up a little bit, but still just relatively flat. What else? Oh, so Curran. Okay, so Curran Brown, got it. River Current without the T, so Curran. I think I said that correctly. Sorry for mispronouncing it. Steven says, I would pay extra for the Champs Trade channel. I know, I honestly, I could have, do like a $5, $10, add-on or whatnot, but that just, I don't know, kind of seems stupid to me. Everybody's already supporting me so much. It's, just something I wanted to do. Nerve says, just made sure my notifications on that channel is turned up. Awesome. Is this new channel only for options? Yes. But I mean, again, if I'm swinging options, it's the same thing as, swinging shares, just a little bit different, a little bit more leverage. But obviously I counteract that with position sizing and trying to, see how things are looking. So yeah. All right. So this is the final stream until, it might be the last stream of the week. I'm going to try my best to go live on Thursday. I'll definitely be live all of next week. So yeah, I don't know. We just kind of already talked about a lot. I think I might get out of here now. We covered a lot. We talked about crypto, the market, the ongoing swings, some feature takers. We talked about premium trades from today. We talked about the new premium channel where I'm sharing my personal trades. So yeah, just make sure in the Discord links in the description if you want to join premium and you want to see that channel, which is sorry, my chest had like this weird feeling. I don't know, but if you want to join the premium channel, if you want to see the premium channel, this is your only month because otherwise it's going away next month. The first link in the description. Have a great night. I'll be live again as soon as I can be. If you want to stay updated, just join the Discord and I'll let you know. All right. Thank you for watching the stream. Thank you again for all the tips. Nerve, Mr. 90210 with the 100, Steven, Zeke, thank you all for the tips. Really appreciate it. Vibes in the chat. Have a good night. Good luck trading this week if you choose to, and peace out.